using our common language that we can start decoding the prayers, and then we can look at the meanings which is written there. So I think we go to Atatha Yaparatha, Ubayatha Chivatam Nindya, Panchan Manuvayanam, Gunabayanam Chatinnamayare. So essentially Vanditu Sutra is essentially talking about all about vows, and whichever vows there are, the 12 vows which we discussed, what are the violations you have done for those vows. So it's going to give you some examples. So it's very important to understand in the Vanditu Sutra that it's like in legal law. If someone is a lawyer here, it's actually the essence of the law, the spirit of the law, not the letter of the law. So if there are some exceptions mentioned in the sutras here, it's not exactly just those 4 exceptions or those 5 exceptions. It's trying to give you the essence that this is the rule. You might have violated the rules. Some of the examples of which how you could have violated the rules are this, but you cannot just say, this is what it is. It's exclusively. It's giving you the essence that these are some examples of some of the rules which you could have violated, and then you have to use your reasoning mind to say that what else could you have done. So we go to 6 or 7 gathas. So Atatha Yaparatha. So if I've done any cooking for myself, for others, or for each other, then I seek for forgiveness. Then Sikhanam cha chuanam padikame desyam savam. So he says, so now it's now giving you the brief description, and now it's starting at verse 8. Panchan Manuvayanam. Panch means 5. Anuvayanam means anuvrats. So we now saw that there were 5 anuvrats, 3 gunavrats and 4 sikshavrats. So these are the 12 ones. So he says, Panchan Manuvayanam, Gunavayanam cha tinnamayare. So there are 3 gunavrats. So Gunavayanam, tin means 3, tinnamayare, Sikhanam cha chuanam. So Sikhanam means sikshavrats. So these are how the 12 vows are classified. The 5 anuvrats, the 3 gunavrats, and the 4 sikshavrats, which we saw earlier last week. So that makes the 12 vows. So it's now giving you a kind of an executive summary. That these are what we're going to be going in the next few verses. Padikame desyam savam. So padikame means I do pratikaman. Desyam means akha divasma. Savam means all. So I'm going to be doing pratikaman for all these violations I've done for all these vrats. So the next one says, Padame Anuvayami. So now we are going sequentially, one by one. Padame means first, Pratham, Padame Anuvayami. So the first Anuvrat, Padame Anuvayami, Thulaga Panaivaya Virayo. So Thulaga Panaivaya means Pranatipat, means violence. Apna je 7 lakh આવે છે એમાં પણ આવે છે પહેલા પ્રાણાતિપાત. So Thulaga Panaivaya, Pana means pran. Pran means life force. So if I have actually killed someone or taken the life force away from any living beings, so that's the first word, Sabvam. So, Sikhanam Chavu Padamenu Vayavi, Thulaga Panivai, Vira, Ayariya Mapasate. Ayariya means Atichar. Whatever violations I've done, Ayariya, Mapasate. So, Mapasate is a what that means is, Mapasate comes from the words Prashan. If someone is very happy for you, Kekapu Prashansa Kareche. So, Aprasate means something which is undesirable. So if you have done something good, people will do your prashansa. People will talk about you. So the apasatya means the opposite of prashansa. Something which you are not very proud of. So something which someone cannot praise you for it. Undesirable. So ayariya apasatya. So whatever ayariya means atichar, whichever translations are done, undesirable atichar. But then ayariya apasatya ittapamaya pasangenam. Ittapamaya pasangenam, which means that this pamaya means, and how could I have done these violations? Through ways. Pamaya means pramad, and apasangenam. I'm just looking at my notes. So let's look at the translations. The faults which are number 8. I perform pratikaman of all violations committed during the day regarding the 5 minor vows, the 3 characteristics vows, and the 4 educational vows. So that's what it's saying. So that's what I'm going to be doing pratikaman for. Then it says, now it's going to give you some examples. How could I have done some kind of violations for this, the violent behavior? Vaha band chavi chehe. So vaha means beating. I could have beaten animals. Vaha band. Apne animals binda hoy. Vaha band chavi chehe. Chavi means mutilated them, cut them. So these are actually, because by cooking food, we know that these are the vows for the Shravaks. So that's going to be permissible. But now these are talking about things which are beyond the limits, which you would have done. So in terms of the violence, so if it's an Acharya Maharaj, they are supposed to be following the Mahavrats. For us, it's Anuvrats. So there's already some exceptions already established. This is going beyond them. So what are the ones? So for example, Vaha. Vaha means you're beating the animals. Bandh means you're actually captivating them. Chaviche, mutilating them. Ai Bhare. Bhare means heavy. Ai Bhare. So you're putting excessive load on the animals. So after kaam karavta hoy, so you're putting excessive loads on them, on the animals. So you're not inconsiderate for the animals. Ai Bhare. So again you can see from Gujarati, Bhare and Ai Bhare. Ai means excessive. Ati Bhare. Ati Bhare. Bhatta Pane Vucche. Bhatta Pane એટલે ભાત પાણી. Bhat Pani Vucche. Which means that you're actually feeding the animals, but for wrong means. If you look at, for example, you can look at the modern examples of dairy farming. You're actually feeding the cows, you're injecting them with so many hormones so that they can actually produce more milk. So you can actually extend this to our modern day, that you're actually giving them food and you're giving them extra bhat pani, or feeding them, but not for their welfare, for your own selfish means. So that's actually a violation. Animals and bhat pani, that's not a bad thing to do. But giving them bhat and pani or feeding them, but for wrong means. So if you look, I confirm Pratikaman of the violations committed here in the form of first minor of ceasing from partial violence due to undesirable feelings and carelessness. I confirm Pratikaman of all violations during the day by beating, by time, by mutilation of limbs, by loading too much of burden, and by depriving of food and water. So that's what the next verse means. So now is the next, after the first one is now Biya Anuvayami. Biya means the second Anuvrat. We've looked at the first Anuvrat, now we're going to the second Anuvrat. Biya Anuvayami. Parithulaga Aliya Vayana Virayo. Aliya means untruth. So now, first one was the Ahimsa, the violence. Second one is the untruth. Aliya Vayana. Vayana means vachan. Aliya Vayana. So, Biya Anuvayam Parithulaga Aliya Vayana Virayo. Virayo means Virayo. Virayo means I perform parts of the second night. Virayo means vrat. Virayo means vrat. Ayariyam Apasatte. So all of them has got these things. All the violations are going to be done through. It's a common theme for all of them. Ayariyam Apasatte. Atichar has been done through two ways. Mapasatte means through undesirable feelings and through pramad. Pramad means again through negligence, through laziness. So Biya Anuvayami Parithulaga Aliya Vayana Virayo Ayariyam Apasatte Ittha Pamaya Pasangenam. Pamaya means pramad. So all these violations, I'm sort of transgressing them because of what? Two reasons. Mainly because of undesirable feelings. I'm just having bad thoughts, bad ill feelings, and because of negligence. So these are the two things which is not acceptable for Shravaks. So now let's look at the example. What kind of examples could you have done for untruth? Sahasa rasa dare mosu vayase pudeleya. Rasa, so Sahasa means accusing someone without forethought. That's what Sahasa means. Rasa Prakya means speaking secrets of others arbitrarily. So these are all violations of the speaking the untruth. So let's look at what he says. I perform Pratikaman of the violations committed in the third manner of ceasing from partial. I perform Pratikaman of all violations committed during the day. The second one by accusing without forethought, by speaking out secrets of others arbitrarily, and by giving out secrets of one's own wife or spouse, and by misguiding and by forging documents. So this is some of the examples what it's saying that how you could have violated the second one. And it's then again we have to now implement that in our day and age. How could we be doing this in our day and age? So now it's coming to the third one. Taiye Anuvayami. So again it's very sequential. Taiye means Tran, Anuvayami means Anuvrat, the third Anuvrat. Thulaga Pardava Aranaverayo. Ayarima Pasati Tupamaya Pasangenam. So it's a common, it's every time. So I have now violated the third Anuvrat due to negligence or undesirable feelings, or because of pramad, laziness. So now how could I have violated the third Anuvrat? Now let's see what it says here. Tayya Anuvayami. Thulaka Pardava. Pardava. Per means there are two keywords in Jainism. Swa and per. Swa means self and per. Per means others. So I've taken goods of others. So Pardava Harana Viriyo. Haran. Apake Sitanu Haran take you. So you have now actually taken you've taken something from others. Kya tama koi chori kari che. Bija koi ni. Pardava Harana Viriyo. Ayare ma pasad itapamaya pasangenam. Tena hadappo ke tapadi ruve virudha gamanaya. Kuda tool kuda mane padikame desiyam sabam. Okay, so the translation goes that I perform pratikam of the violations committed here in the third manner of ceasing from partial theft of property of others due to unresolved feelings and negligence. So that's what you've done, and some examples are during the day by keeping articles bought by a thief. So if someone has stolen the articles but eventually bought those articles, by speaking words of encouragement to a thief, by selling duplicate goods, by doing acts against the state, by false weight and measuring. Again, the words you can see. Kuda tul, apne tulla, India ma tulla measuring. So you can see that's what it means. The tulla means that kuda mane. Mane means measuring. A map kariya po mane map. So map means mane. So again, this is actually the way. At least I personally get a lot of satisfaction by saying that through your normal Gujarati and whatever you know, you can start decoding the prayer. And now you can understand that kuda tul, kuda mane, padikame desiyam savam. Padikame desiyam means in the day, and savam means all. Jyoti Anuvayami, Nityam Pradara Gamana Viriyo, Arima Pasati Tapamaya Pasangenam. So it's a common theme through all these Anuvrats. Jyoti Anuvayami, the fourth Anuvrats, Nityam. Nityam means Nitya. Nitya means, apne bhavana aveche, anitya bhavana. So Nityam means frequently, constantly. Nityam Pradara, per means someone else, Swa means self, and per means someone else. Pradara Gamana Viriyo. So this is again, the fourth one is the Brahmacharya Vrat. So means you've now got attractions towards someone else's spouse. So that's to do with the celibacy vrat. Nityam Pradara Gamana Virayo. Virayo. Airi Mapasati Tapamaya Pasangenam. And then the examples they're giving is Aparigahiyaitar Ananga Viva Tippanurage Chotavayasiyare Padikame Desiyam Sabam. And I perform Pratikam for the violations committed in the fourth manavag of ceasing from frequent sexual relations with other women due to unresolved feelings and negligence. I perform Pratikam for all violations committed in the fourth vow by having sexual relations with unmarried, by having sexual relations with women kept for a short period, so like prostitutes, like activities inciting sexual desire, by performing marriages of others, and by holding strong desire in sexual pleasures. So these are all kind of the vows beyond the Anuvrats for a Shravak.
Why does it say about holding marriages of others?
Right, so essentially you could sort of perform marriages for your own sort of sons and daughters, but there are some people who are very much interested. They actually enjoy. But I mean, you must have seen people over here or in India. It almost becomes like their vocation. Okay, and essentially what happens is that the goal of spiritualism is actually detachment. I mean, after all, the eventual goal is for us to actually renounce the world and become monks and nuns. So here you are actually trying to do exactly contrary to that. So, well, you know, we are not capable enough or strong enough to renounce ourselves, but yet on the other side, actually encouraging people to now forming alliances. So, obviously, they did not say that you cannot perform because it's your social duty to get your sons and daughters married. But having that actual desire to now say that let me do this for the welfare of the society, no, because imagine you become instrumental for someone, for someone marrying, and then, for example, if they commit whatever activities they do, you're part and parcel for whatever right or wrong they do in a way. So why go along that route? So in a way, it's saying that you stick to yourselves and don't have that excessive interest. Family members, whether you could do that, but some people is just like Akka Gamna, you know, third, whoever it is, just wants to become matchmaking and do that. And as you will see, as we go further along, they also prescribe there are certain vocations they actually advise for Shravaks and Shravikas not to engage in. So that will come further on. So these are some kind of professions. So if you are having a sort of matchmaking kind of a profession, well, if it's out of no choice, you'll do it, but out of preference, you will not want to get into such a kind of business.
So I think one question, obviously it's a big industry. What happens if all these Western parties stop matching? Then are you saying poison girls are independently supposed to find the spouses? Is that what it's telling us to do, or what?
So I think this becomes quite a common kind of point of argument. you or me or sort of a few people here cannot change the entire world.
Correct.
So from that point of view, so you cannot sort of say that why don't I become an instrumental cause to do X, Y, Z. So you try to help yourself, help your soul. You try to help others as best as you can, but don't try to solve global solutions and then by acting in some activities which are beyond the remit of that. So essentially what it means is that you don't, the world is going to go on. So because tame aja function care and to do matchmaking doesn't mean that it's going to happen. If you are there or not there, that's going to happen anyway. So why do you want to become instrumental in that kind of particular activity?
So if you are listening to a particular act, would that affect your karma?
I think it would. It would affect because nimit mave it's a secondary cause. So if you look in the first, say for example, violence ma, if you gave someone a weapon
Yeah.
and that person used the weapon to do some kind of harm, you become a nimit to say that why did you actually have to give that nimit? So that just proves it that by you becoming a nimit, there are certain things which do accrue to you. The karmas won't accrue to you.
Okay. When would this Nandita Sutra have been written? Was it in India?
Someone asked me that question. I was asked that question. I really don't know. Like Bhadrabahu, we know that he wrote Vasadam Sutra. I do not know the answer to that. I'm sure if there must be others, Vinod Bhai and Puche, they might be able to throw more light onto it. So there we go. So where were we? So okay. So now we are going to the. Did you go to the fourth one? Chothe Vayasa?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Chothe Vayasa Padikame, so the fourth one, and then we looked at that was about the celibacy. Now the fifth one. Pariman Parihita Paramapasagena.
17.
So 17, right. So Itto Anuvaya Panchamami. So now we are saying now Itto. Now finally we are coming Itto. Now Anuvayami Panchamami, Anuvrat fifth. So it doesn't follow the English syntax. So if you look at the actual translation, Itto means now, Anuvayami means Anuvrat, and Panchamami means the fifth one. Itto Anuvaya Panchamami, Ayarya Pasaptami, Pariman Pariche, Ittapamaya Pasangenam. Ayarya means Atichar, Mapasaptami, Pariman Pariche, Ittapamaya Pasangenam. So this is to do with the aparigraha, the possession. So that's the fifth vow. And now let's look at it. What are the examples that they are giving? Dhanadana kitta vattu ruppa suvane kuvya parimane tuppaya chopamiya padikame desyam samam. Dhan means wealth. Now there's another one which seems very similar. Dhan. Dhana. So now the first one is dhan means wealth. The next one is dhan. The dhana means dhana food grains. So if I'm now actually holding excessive wealth, excessive food grains, dhana kitta vattu, kit means kheti means land. Kitta vattu, vattu means buildings. So dhana kitta vattu, rupa gold, rupa sona. So rup means gold. Suvarna means silver. So sonu, yeah. Rup suvane kuvya parimane, and kuvya means metals. Parimane means parigraha keroche. So I have now collected all these things in excess. So land. So a lot of people say, oh, my pasatena, that also in excess is everything is like, oh, I've got 20 properties. So you're going beyond your means. There's enough for your own sustenance, but now you're becoming excessive is something which says for a Shravak, it's not allowed. Duppaya chopyamiya. So again, now if you look at it, now this is talking, duppaya means two-legged animals. So two-legged, duppaya chopyamiya means four-legged. So if you're now having, a lot of people have possessions, like for example, two-legged means, this is my own personal interpretation, two-legged means slaves. You had a lot of slaves that they sent two-legged, or you could have birds, and chopyamiya means four-legged animals. People had a lot of animals. So duppaya chopyamiya, because now we're talking about possessions. Duppaya chopyamiya, padikame desyam savam. So that finishes the 5 anuvrats, the violations which are done for those 5 anuvrats, and some of the what kind of wrong things you could have done. So the first 2 lines were to say that I have now committed some transgressions, and then the next 1 or 2 lines will be giving some examples of what it is, and then we have to now extrapolate what those examples could be in our day and age. So now we are going to go into the next one. ಗಮನಸ್ಸ ಉಪರಿಮಾಣೆ ದಿಸ್ಸಾಸು ಉದ್ದಮ ಅಯ ತಿರಿಯಂ ಚ ವೃತ್ತಿ ಸೆಂತರದ ಪಟಮಮ್ಮಿ ಗುಣವೈನೆಂದೆ. So now we are looking at the gamanassa. First it was anuvayami, anuvrats. Now we are going to the gunavrats. So now they are going to be the 3 gunavrats. So now it says gamanassa uparimane, gamanassa uparimane dissasu tiriyam cha buddhi sentara. So now we are saying that now is the first gunavrat is about directions. Ne gamanassa. So gamanassa means directions. Dissasu. So in which directions? Uddham. Uddham means udvalok, means upward directions. Ahe, ardhalok. Even if you look at the Jain universe, it says urdhvalok means up directions. Ardhalok means bottom, and Tiryamcha means oblique directions. So essentially you have covered all the directions within the compass. North, south, east, west, northeast, north, south. So all the kind of the cardinal directions are taken care of. So if you have now gone beyond the directional limit, Vuddhi se antaradha padamuni gunavende. Now Vuddhi means Vuddhi means increasing. So you've set a limit, I will not go beyond certain limits, you have now gone beyond that increase. Vuddhi means Vruddhi. Vruddhi means to increase. Sai antaradha vismruti means forgetting. You forgot, oh, I cannot go beyond certain limit, you forgot about it. So because of these reasons, you've actually violated those vows. Vruddhi santadha padamami gunavaininde. So now you're going to the next one. Majjamiya mansamya uffya falya gandamalaya uva bhog paribhoge yami gunavaininde. So now it's saying that now the second gunavrat, and the second gunavrat was upabhog ne paribhog. So this is keeping of articles of single use and keeping of articles of frequent use. Upabhog and paribhog. And now it's saying, so for example, it's giving some examples. Sachitte padibadde. So sachitte padibadde means, sachit means life, and padimande means food. So you sort of, articles of food are kind of used frequently. So let's look at the essence of the violations in the second characteristic by consuming and reconsuming wine, meat, flowers, fruits, scents, and garlands. So these are kind of articles which you use quite frequently. So this is now talking about some, how could you violated those, that vow. Tucho sai bakkanaya padikkamai desiyam savam ingali vanasadi bhadi foodi suvajje kammam. Tucho sai means having vegetables which have got very little value. So for example, even while eating food, you're supposed to eat food which is going to give you nourishment. But if you're going to be eating food which is junk food essentially, that means you're eating food for no reasons. So tucho sai means it's kind of the junk food. Tucho sai, stuffless. The exact translation of tucho sai means stuffless. Bhakkaniya. Padikkamai desiyam savam ingali vanasadi bhadi foodi suvajje kammam. So these are kind of some of the professions which they are saying you should avoid. I perform Pratikaman 4 violations during the day by eating animate, joint animate, uncooked, semi-cooked food and stuffless vegetables. This is 21. So now we go to the next one, 22. Vanijam jevadanta laka kesa visa visayam. So, and it started in the previous workshop. Like if you look at the other one, Ingali vanasadi bhadi foodi suvajje kammam. Foodi means explosion or foidu. Bhadi suvajje kammam. Kammam means calm. So what kind of activities have you done? Ingali ekle aag karvi. Vana means vanaspati, means putting fires on forests. Ingali vanasadi bhadi foodi suvajje kammam. So the works of fire, forest, vehicles, transportation, explosives, similarly businesses concerning teeth. So okay, dant. So obviously, it says danta lakha. Dant means daat. So obviously, daat does not mean, so it's like trades in ivory, teeth of animals. Does not mean dentists. Can't work.
Can you go back to number 20? Just go back one slide. It doesn't make sense. Can you tell me sense of violations committed in the second characteristic vow by consuming and reconsuming wine, meat, flowers, fruits, scent and garlands? What does it mean?
So wine and meat we already know. Like wine and meat. Flowers. Flowers in the sense that it's again like har keri, ulo keri. Essentially all it's saying is excessiveness. I mean fruits of the khado, you're sort of, you're again supposed to like unodrit is a tapche, you're supposed to eat things in moderation. Now if you are now going to be using this repeatedly again and again, and also you are going beyond your limits. Okay? You're going beyond the certain limit which you have set.
So I mean, just in your mills, whatever mills you have.
Yeah, I think so, but it's like it's the extra translation.
Some things out and not the others.
That's right.
My point was, yeah. And I thought it was some kind of reason to fruit style. He said, well, why don't they just put fruit?
I think fruits is the sometimes it's the difficulty of the translation.
Yeah.
If I look at the translation,
Yeah.
so chitte padi the 21 ne majjamiya ke mas majjami mansamiya, yeah.
20.
Yeah.
You can't have more seeds like sitapal. It means something like
That's also not
Or guavas.
So once you throw more shout, then
You are eating less.
and throwing more seeds.
More, yeah.
So that's again, yeah,
Okay.
that's a valid point also. Okay, so fruits pan khao tomato ke mada there are more seeds than actually the eatable quantity.
You limit yourself. Like suppose if I say I want to eat more than 1 kg of apple today,
Right.
you need to bring them into limit because you can't have something limitless and
Hmm.
without motion.
Right. So it's now talking about what profession is supposed to avoid. In the same way, works of branding by machines, castration, setting fire, drying up lakes, streams, ponds, and evil feelings are actually worth giving up. So this is again talking about some activities here. So if there's any words, Sara the life, so Sar ekle Sarovar. Sara means lake. Sara, it's a Sosam, okay, go to Sosai, dry. So again, so this is keywords which you can actually see how you can look at the prayer. Sosam means to dry. Okay, Maru Gadu Sosai. Sarad Hartalai Sosam. Asai Posam Jap. Asai Posam, evil feedings. Again, this just shows, I mean, if you now look at evil feedings, and again, I think I alluded to in the sort of a bit earlier. The dairy industry, your people are feeding the cows and impregnating them. That's one of the reasons why veganism is actually having a lot of grounds here. So this just shows that evil feedings. Per se, milk is it's not forbidden, but looking at the modern production techniques, a lot of people are moving away from dairy. So in a way, that's what I'm saying is we now need to expand whatever the reasonings given in the sutra here and adapt it to our day and age. So now 24. Dinne dabavi sattaki musula chantaka katte dinne mantamula besache dinne dabavi ra padi kame desiyam savam. So 24 is saying, I perform pratikam on all violations committed during the day by giving or making arms, fire, pestle, grinding machines, grass, wood, inks, roots, and medicines. It's not all giving just examples of activities which you've done. I perform pratikam on all violations committed during the day regarding bathing, rubbing, coloring, anointing, words, form, taste, scent, clothes, seat, and ornaments. So 25. And if you look at the words here, nanu, nanu ti navanu, nanu, vattana, vanaka ville vane, sadda ruve rasa gandhe. Rup means rup, cosmetics, rasa gandhe. Ras means taste, gandhe means smell, vatthasana abharena, padikame desyam sarvam. Vatthasana means vastra, vastra means clothes. Vatthasana. Asan means seats, ornaments. So you're basically asking for confession for transgressions, using excessive water, applying cosmetics, perfumes, listening to erotic music. So when he says like sound, what does it mean by sound? Listening to wrong kind of things, erotic music, watching TV or not sort of right things, watching TV, jewelry, and etc.
Just one thing, 24, it's interesting. If we stick to the examples, probably this one reasons why India will be so behind Europe and America, because we are talking about pestle, grinding machines, they are the sort of technologies that made the West so advanced and which India is trying to copy now.
Right.
And this I'm asking, how old possibly this Nidha Sutra was, but maybe those examples probably can give a negative, because one of the reasons India is so behind is maybe if everybody followed this too much to the law, and the whole country is left behind. And in terms of technological advances, obviously machinery and wood and everything, all of the West is using it, and India now is trying to copy all of them, and maybe going beyond these things.
I think the critical thing is that truth is truth. So you
Yeah.
can't deviate from that. So if violence is violence, you cannot say it's not a violence.
Correctly.
So one has to admit that whatever you're doing. So for example, there's I'm just diverging from the point, but it says there's a example in the sutras. Say for example, the country says that all the men here have to go to war. So it means all the men now we have to now deployed and there's a war and we all have to go. So even Jains and non-Jains all have to go to war. If you have to go to war, everyone has to fight. And you have to kill others or you get yourselves killed. Now there's a difference here. There could be someone who is going to war, he's enjoying, yes, I killed 10 people. Or you could go to war, and there's an example of one of the ministers who goes to war and then he says that I'm forced to go to war, I don't like, violence is violence. I cannot say that going to war, I'm defending my country, so therefore it's not a violence. Whether you defend your country, whether you defend others, that's irrespective of violence is being caused. And so therefore he says that I will actually not go and kill people. If someone actually is going to shoot to me, I'll defend myself and then I'll kill. And then he's having that very calm bhavana, like, I'm very sorry that I have to actually kill. So when you have an industry, you can say, look, industry I'm in this industry, I need to do all these things here. I'm a Shravak, but you cannot go away from the fact that violence is being committed. So I think that's the, and what happens is that if these seeds are sown in your mind, gradually, then once your working life is over, you might can say, okay, now I better sell it or let me go into something else. And you feel, but you don't have that strong intention behind it. Progress has to happen. So even all this, electricity and everything has to go on. But I think you can't deviate from the fact that and you then seek for forgiveness. I'm still not capable enough not to avoid from these things.
I think there it's also saying, like where it says pestle and mortar, grinding machines, that more harm is done to
Right.
things. That's what it's saying, and it's giving examples. It's not saying this is the only thing as it's saying.
But I think what
saying
Kishore is saying is
anything.
that impedes progress. By looking at all these things here, if you were to say, if people were to follow this very strictly and saying, I need to avoid this, then the question is, what do you do? Then you're essentially left with nothing to do. And then he says that, then well, if you have nothing to do, that means you're going towards becoming like, you're renouncing the world. So you need to do something, and hopefully you do something, which does as little violence as possible. And even if you have to do certain industries, you still have that at the back of your mind to say that, it's out of no choice. I need to do this. I'm in an industry. It has to be done. But you cannot go away from that fact.
There was a story of a fisherman. He used to catch fish every day. But once there was a nun who came to their village, and then listening to his promotions, he realized that what I'm doing is wrong. But the whole family survives on this, and the reason he cannot live, he has his own reasons. So he went and asked to the nun. So eventually, I don't remember the word. Eventually, he took the vow. I'll only fish as much as for the needs
To feed my
to
family.
fulfill the family's needs. And anything more than that, I'll just leave them back in the water.
Right.
So it's a way to bound yourself.
Right.
You bring into Maryama.
Right.
As one time, I don't know,
Yeah.
this was an issue about this grinding machines and everything. The thing is, it's fine to avoid it, right? So you go into something else. But then if you look around, all of us are using all this technology and all the work that has been created out of this machinery, then we use it with pleasure and everyday life. So somehow it seems slightly hypocritical. We are condemning somebody else doing that because it's a wrong thing done. And yet when the product is made, we're quite happy to use that product. So I find it an anomaly.
But I think if you put two and two together, that the vow of aparigraha, which means you're trying to limit your possessions.
Yeah.
So then if you put that two together, it's like you know that someone else is doing it and you're enjoying some certain fruits. I think it's just a question of setting your boundaries. So for example, people will say, I'll not be using leather goods. So you've now set your boundary that no matter what it is, I'll be using other stuff, but I will not be using leather goods. I'll not be really. So I think it's just a question of setting your boundaries. That if you can go one step further, that's even better. But obviously we all stay in this modern age, and we can't get away from it all. Okay, so so I think let's look at some of these rather than license violations. I sense the violations of the first educational law in terms of samai due to 3 types of ill concentration. So now we have done the 3 guna vrats, now it's going to the siksha vrats. The first siksha vrats is a samaic one, and samaic one ill concentration by doing the wrong way or by forgetting to do samai. So these are the violations of the samai, ill concentration. I censor the violations committed in the practice of the second education vow, desa vigasyaki, by bringing in and sending out goods. So now this is a further limitation. And now again you're supposed to you've limited your directions even further. This is the just add my directions. But then what people can say is start using cuffing and using other sign languages to get your things done. So you don't have concentration in doing samai and you're using other means by making sound, showing appearances, or by throwing some article. I censor the violations committed in the third educational law by contrary the posa the plus, by negligence in the process of samtara, and by excreting inseminated thoughts of meals. So when you're doing posha the plus, you're now getting ideas of food and other things. So you're not following it thoroughly. Sachite ni kiwane pihine babai se macche chebe kala ekamedane so sikavi ni be so ye so. Okay, so let's look at the 3031. I censor the violations in the practice of the fourth education vow by putting in covering up with an animate thing, by bringing pretext, jealousy, by giving alms late after. So the other one is actually giving alms atiti samvibhag. That's the last siksha vrat, which means that in the context of the Vanditu Sutra, it means giving food to the ascetics. In our kind of thing, it's like giving food to the needy people. So how could you have done a violation by giving food? So you could have given. So for the Sadhu Maharaj means that you've not given them the proper food. So that's what he's saying, that by putting in or covering with animate things, that they've got very prescribed rules of how we are supposed to be giving food to the monks. And you've actually done it wrongly and then you cover it up. By giving pretext, jealousy, and by giving alms late after the passing of the proper time. So this is for the monks, that you've not given them at the right time. Kalai kamadane. Kal means time. Kalai kamadane. Dan means to give. Chota sikhave vinde. Suhe swa duhe swa. Suhe means sukh. Suhe swa duhe swa dukh. Sukh and dukh. Ja aja me asanjis anukampa. Ragena dosinma tamnidam chakariyami. So what's the 31? Service to happy, sukh, unhappy and non-self-regulating sadhus, which I might have done with attachment or malice. I censor them and condemn them, which means you are not going to make any distinctions. He's following the rules properly. He's not doing improper. So some sadhus could be following the rules very properly, some could not be doing properly. But you'll say, oh, so you should not have any distinctions because they're actually better than you are. So you are actually giving them the food. So it's actually, the essence is like telling lies about articles of food offered to monks, inviting them to take meals after the time has passed, and doing charity in a state of anger, pride or jealousy. So that's also kind of a violation. Okay, you are actually giving alms when your own state is out of, so that's why ragena dosena tamni ditam chakariyami. So you are giving out of rag and dvesh. Sahu susambi bhago na kavo tava charana karna juttesu samte fasvedane tamni ditam chakariyami. That is the second one. Some service of sadhus observing parents, charitra and kriya that might have not been performed even on having touched arms, I censor them, I condemn them. So let's just go to, I think this is all about sadhu, but let's go further. Okay, the 33rd one I actually like it quite a lot. Iya loye paraloye, jiviye marane asan sapoge, pancha viyo ayyaro, ma majja hujja baranante. Iya loye. This is actually the vow at the time of death. That the whole purpose and goal of our human birth is actually to have a good death. That's what we're all aiming for and hoping for. Now, at the time of death, that's why a lot of people place a lot of emphasis on having right and good thoughts at the time of death. So, what are the violations one could have at the time of death? So, you're on your deathbed. So, iya loe. Iya means alok. Iya means this world. Iya loe. Per loe means other world. Oh, I wish I can have the pleasures of this world. Or I wish I can have pleasures of the Parlo, you're in so much pain, oh, I now wish I can become a dev and I can actually have the pleasures of the other world. Because the essence of Jainism is to have the samyaktva, the balance, equanimity of mind. So now you cannot say, oh, I wish I can have all the pleasures of this world here, okay? Or the pleasure of the other world. Jiviye marane asan sapoge. GVA means if things were good for you, you wish you actually you could extend your life. Oh, I wish I could GVA. Marane. Or on the other hand, if you are in a lot of pain or a lot of distress, oh, mari jao to saru. So again, now you're not in your equanimous state here. So at the time of death, either you could wish, oh, I wish I could actually live for longer, or I wish I could die, depending on your state of mind. So Iyaloe Parloe, GVA Marane Asansa Poge, Asansa means Akanksha, desire. Asansa Poge, Pancha Viho, Ayaro. So these are the 5 types. Pancha Viho, Viho means types. Ayaro, Aticha. These are the 5 types of violations. Ma Majja Hujja Maranante. I wish I did not have this at the time of death. Ma Majja Hujja Maranante at the time of death. So this you're hoping for. I do not want to have any of these 5 types of violations at the time of death. So you want to be in an equanimous state of mind. So 34, Kayana Kayasa, Padikame Vayasa Vayaye, Manasa Manasyasa, Sabasa Vayayarasa. So this is kind of quite a rhyming words, but it's also again very, very nice. Kayana means Kaya, body. So it starts with Kayana Kayasa, so by the body, and Kayasa with the body. So all of them is by the body or with the body. So Kayana Kayasa, Vayasa Vayaye, with the speech, Vaya means vachan. So with the speech or by the speech, Manasa means by thought or with the thoughts. If I've done any transgression. So if I say I've done all these things, by 3 ways I could have done all these transgressions. By word, by body, speech or mind. So it's now saying that I seek for forgiveness for doing any violations by this. With the body or by the body, with the speech or by the speech, by thoughts or with the thoughts. Any transgressions, then I seek for forgiveness. So Vandana Vaya Sikha Garvesu, Sanakasai Dandesu, Kutiswa Samisu, Jo Ayaro Atamninde. So 35th one. Violations which are committed regarding obeisance, vow, education, pride, Gupti and Samiti. So this is now summarizing that I have now gone through all the vows, and if I've done any violations for them, I seek for forgiveness. So that's kind of a summary. Now it's actually going Apposi Hoi Bando. So now it's actually going to talk about some general themes. Apposi Hoi Bando, Jena na Niddam Tasam Punei, Tampi Hu Sapri Kamanam, Sapri Avam Sautar Gunamja. Appo means Alpa means small. Apposi Hoi Bando, Bando means band. So someone will bind very small karmas, Apposi Hoi Bando, Jena na Niddam Tasam Punei. So what that means is, though a living being with right vision actually commits some sin, that's very important. So someone has got the samyak drashti, the right look, then only a little karma binds in because he does not commit the sin ruthlessly. So that answers your question. Okay, you might be doing any activities, but you do not have the evil intention. You might be thinking, yeah, this I need to do this. But you've got the right vision. Okay, this is right, this is wrong. So then the karmas which you're going to be binding are little. You're not going to be binding those sticky karmas. Apposi hoi bando janamidadu tampasi kapadam sapari. Kippam uvasamai vahibva susikho vidyo jahavisam kuttagayam mantamula visariya. So the 37th one is the living being with right vision slowly destroys them, also expressed by performing pratikaman, by repenting and by returning just as a learned doctor destroys the disease. So this is a very nice way they've actually given the description. Kippam usavai vahib was usikyo vidyo. So let's look at some of the words here in the 37th one. Sappadi kamanam means by doing pratikaman. Sappari avam, prayaschit, so by repenting. So how can you actually reduce your karma? By doing pratikaman, by repentance. Kippam, uvasami, upsham means to pacify. So just like a well-trained doctor cures disease, similarly a person with the right perception calms down the tightest of karmic bondage by atonement, by repenting and by resorting to the guna vrats. And where's the word doctor come here? Susikyo vidyo. Vidyo means vaid. So that's where the vaid. Susikyo. To susikyo. Sikyo means learned. Sikha means to learn. So susikyo means a very learned. Vidyo means vaid. Susikyo vidyo. Jaha visam કુઠ્ઠગયમ મંતમૂલ વિસાર્ય વિસ્સમ. This is very આપણે વસક્રમ આવે છે વસક્રમ પાસમ પાસમ નામી કમગણમકમ વિસ્સર વિસ્સનિનાસમ. Vissam means poison. Jaha vissam kutthagayam mantamula visarya. So there could be some people who could be using mantra, or there could be very learned people who can remove this disease. So that's like saying how a very expert doctor or a vaid could cure a disease, either through some mantras. Some people could be reciting mantras, or he could be a very learned doctor. Mantamula visarya vijja ananti mantehim totam hai divissam. So 38 says, just as an expert of hymn and roots destroys the poison having reached into the stomach by the hymns, he becomes free from poison. By this, similarly, a worthy Shravak soon destroys by criticizing and censoring the 8 types of karmas acquired by attachment and hatred. So that's we can see where it comes from. Atthaviyam. Attha means art. Viham, types. Kammam, karma. Atthaviyam kamam, raga dosa samajyam. So how could you have bound those 8 types of karmas? Through raga and dvesha, samajyam. So it's giving an example that just as a way a doctor can remove the disease, you can actually remove your karmas through censoring and by doing pratikama. Alvanto nindanto kipam hanai susavo kaya pavo hi maniso alo yenindya guru sakkase. This is how could you do it? Alochna. So alochna is one way. Alochna means repenting. Ninda means to criticize yourself. And we said the other way is garehiyam, means actually to go to the front of a guru and to seek for forgiveness. So these are the another ways of how you could be seeking to repent yourself. So what's the... Even the man having committed the sins becomes very light by criticizing and censoring before the guru, like a load carrier unloading the burden. Heavy burden and then how it becomes light. So that's how you can go in front of a guru and become light of your karmas. Okay, I think there were about 8, so I'll just quickly go because we're about just it's got 50 gathas. Criticism regarding the basic virtues and supporting virtues of many types, and the violations which might have not have been remembered at the time of Pratikaman, I censor them and I condemn them. I'm ready to adore that dharma disclosed by the Kevali Bhagavan, and I retire from violations. I obey to the 24 Jineshwar and performing Pratikaman in 3 ways. So now this is actually now saying that I am now going to be adoring the religion which has been proclaimed by the Kevali Bhagavans. Jamantaji, and this actually comes in the when we do Chaityamantan, this is a very nice verse. Jamantaji uddeha tiriyalue. Wherever there are temples, uddeha in the sort of upper world, in the lower world, some time one day, year Santotata sometime, I actually bow down to all the idols in the Japan temples, wherever they are in the universe. I bow down to all the temples. So 44. As many Jaina idols there are in the upper world, nether world and human world, being here I obeisance to all of them. The next one he sings, Javanta Kevi Sahu, wherever there are sadhus, Bharahe. According to the Jain cosmology, we believe that this is not only universe, Bharat Kshetra, there are other worlds here, Airavat, Mahavidya Kshetra, so these are other places where humans are actually existing. So Javanta Kevi Sahu, Bharahe means Bharat, Airavat is another region, Mahavidya. So these are the 3 regions. So wherever there are sadhus in this region, Sabvesim Tesim Panavo, Tivena Tiranda Viryanam. In 3 ways, I'm actually bowing down to them. Sabvesim Tesim Panavo, Pranam Karoji Lokane. Chira Sanchiya Pava Pranasani, Bhavasaya Sasa Mahaniye, Chovisa Jina Virik Kayakahi, Volantume Diha 46. Let my days pass with the religious stories, illustrations revealed from the mouth of the 24 Jineshwars, destroying the scenes accumulated since times immemorial and destroying lakhs of life cycles. The human birth is very invaluable. By listening to the Vani of the 24 Tirthankars, we are now becoming lighter of our karmic burden. 47 is Mama Mangala Marihanta Siddha Sahu Swam Chotamoa. Mama Mangala Marihant Siddha Sahu Swam Chotamoa. Samriti Deva Nintu Samahimcha Bohimcha. And God with the right vision shall bestow trance and bodhi. So 48. Doing pratikam is necessary because of doing because of doing forbidden deeds, not doing deeds worth doing, lack of faith in the teachings and wrong teachings. So what it's saying is, Pratikaman is essential. You could be doing the wrong things or not doing the right things. So for that you need to do Pratikaman. So doing the wrong things or not doing the right things. And lack of faith in the teachings of Hina and wrong teachings. So this is all the reasons why you want to do kind of the Pratikaman. And then it comes to Khami Misabajive. I forgive all living beings may forgive me. My friendly relations are with all beings and I have no enmity with anyone. That's 49. And the last one says, Evam Mahi Maloya, India Gariya Bukanchiam Samam, TV and Apadikanto Vandamijan Chovisam. So it's now saying in this manner, by criticizing, by censoring, by condemning and strongly disapproving in a right way, I give my obeisance to 24 Jineshwars as performing Pratikaman in 3 manners by thought, word and deed is the right thing to do. So essentially that's summarized, it's given the importance of why you have to do Pratikaman, to sort of seek for forgiveness, to censor, to criticize all the violations you've done. So essentially in a nutshell, it's all to do with whatever vows have been said, you've gone beyond those vows and to seek for forgiveness for the violations which you've done. Thank you.
Thank you
I
very
mean,
much.
I've got quite a few, we could have gone into some of these words here again, but I think because of lack of time, we could not go into word by word.
Any questions still, I sent Raju a very interesting article today.